Hey everyone. All right, so I'm doing another video on analysis for DMAIC. Um, the last video went longer than I wanted it to, and I have a feeling this one may as well. So I'm going to break it into another video after this to go into those complicated tools to utilize for the analysis phase of DMAIC. Again, if you're going to use those tools, you should have training on them to understand them, because they are complicated and there's certain companies and certain sectors that will require it. Although I always recommend going the easiest to understand route, both for you putting together the improvement project plus others reading it. It may not always be possible. All right. So for this video, I'm going to touch on a few of the still somewhat simple methods and tools to use for capturing analysis. One is queuing theory. All right. So again, it depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, it depends on what you're trying to improve. What the issue is, but queuing theory is a tool that you can use for analyze. It is essentially for mapping out visually and tracking the numbers you got for, say, it's taking too long to get from point A to point B. It's taking too long to get stuff from your customer to you, or you to your customer. You can use this for a whole bunch of different things, different sectors: retail, food service, medical, other service industries. It's about oftentimes wait time, bottleneck, because that can cause problems, deficiencies. If you have, say, a certain workload that you have to meet and you're not, that's going to cause you a deficiency, right? That kind of goes into takt time and cycle time, which I brought up not too long ago in previous videos. Those are also methods that you can use to analyze the data that you have, depending on what your issue is. I'll have example pictures in a short video after this to give you a visual on some of those tools. All right, so those are a few more, I should say. Another one I'll do in this video, which is a little bit more complicated than, say, 5Y or the fishbone diagram, but still not too complicated. It just takes a little bit more effort and time, but a lot of companies utilize it, is FMEA. The intent behind this is you're looking at failures, so you can try to look at their effect and analyze what you have in place right now and suggest improvements. All right, so in reality, we should always try to plan for problems. Where there's risks out there, we should try to do our best to identify them, have something in place to prevent a problem from occurring. You don't want something to impact your customer or client in a negative way, but things happen. So oftentimes when you have an issue you're trying to improve upon, you have a deficiency, you're looking at why is it happening, right? So you look at the current process. Why is it failing? What's the impact? How is it affecting either you as a business and your work, or your customer and your client? What's the impact, right? What do you have in place right now to mitigate it? All right, and then you brainstorm and you come up with a better solution once you analyze it all. It's a good tool out there. There's plenty of examples you can find online, just like everything I've been talking about. Most of this you can develop in Excel, but there's plenty of templates out there you can find to build from, so you don't have to start from scratch. I will try to, when I get some time, put some on my Tired QA Guy site, because I do have some that I utilize, and I can dump those onto the site when I get a chance. But you can Google them, you can find them. These are still relatively simple tools to use. The next video we'll get into the much more complicated one like the ANOVA, Gauge, R&R, multi-regression, all the fun stuff that I kind of always hated when I had to take Six Sigma Black Belt, Master Black Belt certification training. I don't utilize them very often because I'm not in that field where that level of technical complication needs to be utilized. I always try to keep things as simple as possible with the audience. Oftentimes you can still come up with some great process improvement ideas and get enough data and information, and visuals to explain your improvement just through basic Pareto charts, histograms, control charts, process charts, and stuff like that, which is relatively easy to put together. Okay, but the next one is going to be on those complicated tools. Kind of an overview, a high-level overview, because those take hours to go through. That's why I always recommend, if you're interested in this, go through training. Start with the white belt, the yellow belt, and onward, right? All right, so more to follow. Stay tuned.